Hey all, this is sen finally this is bara från här of the, first impressions of Rafa and stuff that, So we're about to save their asses here, of course, and stuff like, ooh, a badass one. Yeah, it definitely feels like they need to be distracted by something if you're gonna hit with these grenades. Purple. Rusted State Bushimush, so that's gonna be a Vladov. 100% basically. Yeah. A Vladov assault rifle. 113, that's less damage though. But it is more accurate, 84%. Ooh, that's pretty rare already. That's very rare. It has double functionality already. That's the first one, right, with double functionality, right? Yeah. I mean, technically the shields can have it, but you understand what I mean, right? Because you check this out here. It has the ad hoc part, manufacturer part. So you fire Gyriets with this, and you get the outfire from a shotgun. So it has a crit damage 32%, and it has 100 centimeter splash radius. So that's pretty decent. And it's just, and the fact that it works like a. So we're getting a gun that works like a. So you have torque impact and a better shotgun. So the cool thing about this, for example, this means, for example, if something is a Vladov, for example, and a torque, then that means that, right, if you have the thing that buffs the Vlad stuff, or Vladov stuff, then you can buff, for example, its fire rate and other stuff as well, and its damage and generally other stuff. But then the thing is, since it has the torque thing, I believe that means that also because it does affect torque parts specifically and stuff that, so this means that the torque part of that the Gyriets would get increased and stuff that. Now, sadly, I don't think there's going to be things. I said I don't think that there are going to be, like, not relics, but you know what I mean, right? But that there aren't going to be things that are used like, oh, this used. I think that's not unlocked yet.
We're safe for now. Thanks to you. Come on down to the bunker. There's an access tunnel near the bridge. I'll make sure the door's unlocked.
And here is where you normally can use the hole. This is the recover items. And there's something blue in there, it looks like. Is it golden key? So what is the default amount of items? 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So we can recover 9 items with this. Okay. And that's of course the respec machine. Okay. We'll make sure we loot everything though. But yeah, so the lost loot can be good, of course.
Something like that. But I didn't think I'd ever meet one. Let alone that they come right to us when we needed help the most. I was going to say they weren't what I expected, but I realized I hadn't even...
Because the thing is, how can it exist before he has actually met them and stuff that? Like, how can that echo thing exist? But that means that he has encountered already Vault Hunters before. That our character is not the first Vault Hunter or something like that, Alright, and yeah, because this is where you do the whole climbing down and stuff that, right? And yeah. But you can also enter from another or exit from another area eventually and stuff that, when you have done a thing.
We moved all the
Never
infantry
know.
out here for safety. Most of us are just mechanics, ranchers, food growers. Or we used to be. Now we're soldiers.
We're just gonna drop one thing so we can stay at maximum here. Sort, value. Value, yes. Just drop one and pick up this. That's a sub machine gun. And it's a Daedalus. And it's 85. 74 accuracy, 1.6 or 1.7 reload, 7.5 in that, and 32% crit damage. Okay. So it switches between, yeah, assault rifle and submachine gun. And you can actually climb down here because there's more ammo here. And there's no, like, we hear sabotage electricity. But we need 30 for that. Already have extra more bank space. Yeah, there's always a lot of collectible stuff that, and the thing that I always found in Borderlands is that it kind of has like an MMO quality to its world. Always like, oh yeah, this is a world that is like very, very, like it feels believable. Even though like it's a bit of a ridiculous universe, and stuff that, it's just, that a lot of the things for the universe, the rules in the universe make sense, stuff that, And I talked before about how does he comes that he doesn't respawn, but in this world it seems to be that it's the timekeeper that decide who can quote unquote respawn and stuff that, who is worthy, and stuff that, but it's apparently the Echo robot that actually lets you respawn and stuff that, Okay, and that's gonna start the cutscene if we go in there. And let's watch the cutscene.
You'll be good in no time.
Because he looks like he's supposed to be a Forge guy, but he's not as heavily armored as the other Forge guy is. That's not that. But then, okay, like, did he used to be the same type of guy as Amon was?
You hurt? Hungry? Thirsty? Doesn't matter. I got you. I bet you worked up an appetite thrashing our dollar to Saul soldiers. But good news, a fresh batch of homemade protein bars just came out of the oven.
Just came out of it.
And welcome to the Crimson Resistance, I guess.
Happy to join. The Outbounders started small, with the dream of leaving Kairos. But the idea of freeing the whole planet, very exciting. This secret weapon Saul mentioned has me worried, though. We're barely holding our own out here as it is.
Then we take them down together. Where do we start?
No clue. But if information is king, Saul's spy master wears that crown. He'll have the intel on any secret weapons, and we know exactly where you can find them. But first, head up and see my second-in-command, Conway. They've got a thank you gift for helping us out. Oh, and I've removed the lockdown on the vending machines and such up top, in case you want to do some gearing up. This leadership gig has kept me off the front lines, but watching you fight made me wish I'd been out there too, risking it all for the dream.
I'm just gonna check if the thing is here now still. That is full. Okay, so we get to recover a green thing here, and then it's mostly grays there. Right, so we have... Yeah, right, resell. To Lavender.
And if it isn't my favorite, it's you.
Okay.
Not sure what you. What? If you're not sure what I'll do with it. Not sure what I'll do.
Because you can see filter there, it says how many is part of the thing. And then you use that to keep in mind that it's 6, because we currently have 6 slots, but then eventually, of course, it goes up to 9. Like 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's so you can then figure out exactly how close you are to something. Trigger happy when energy seats are empty, gain fire rate and reload speed. Okay.
When you need immediate medical attention on a budget, head to this.
Okay, lost loot. Oops, we can just... Sell, yeah, only 9 slots. Maybe this is the maximum 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But it just doesn't make any sense, like why have it like be so limited and stuff that, you know. It just feels like, you know, doesn't make much sense, sadly.
Doctor's is Gore Emporium. I get blood on my hands, so you don't. This hit that'll look mighty fine on my shelves. I'll buy it at a high no take. Oh, you'll be back.
Right, then we have almost 100,000 already. Or already, you can have it way earlier. And of course we can place capsules here as well. Green one we can pick up here. Give it whoop whoop. Nice. So the bank, of course. You have a deposit, then you have withdraw. And there's a lot of slots that you can have in the bank, of course. Because the bank is used way bigger in size. Current 25, and then there's plus 25 bank slots from that. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of slots in the bank.
It's only fair. I like a clean work surface too.
Super Turbo Turkey Puncher. Super Turbo Turkey Puncher. Super Turbo. What? Skin in here? Right, there's that light. But when you look at it from a certain thing, it looks like, oh, it's a whatever. Right, then we're supposed to talk to the guy in the garage place. Because, hey, here you have this vehicle.
Hey, name's Conway. I'm in charge of scouting, machine repairs, and pretty much whatever else Rush needs. Or forgets to do. As a thank you for saving our asses, we wanted to give you this! It's a Digiturunner! It'll help you cover more ground. You're going after Saul's spy master, right? He's holed up in the Order surveillance.
Okay, we get another leg gun, and we get how much damage are you? You're going to be 81. So it's slightly worse. But you have a 9.0 fire rate. You have the same amount of, or worse accuracy or worse damage. But you fire slightly faster. And that's a shotgun.
Down the road, but this should get.
Actually, let's. Let's just use the one without the mask. And then colors. Or the give me way more slim, way less armored. Is it just that one has a volt sound symbol on the spec? Yeah. Those are the default colors. Yeah, because they are very, very Hyperion colored. Stuff that, Okay, reality is pretty cool looking. Okay, the smaller one of course, obviously. Where's the TDO one though? That one is pretty cool because it has like a fire effect to it and stuff that, so there are some absolute crazy looking ones, right? There's like a lot of colors. That's always the whole cool thing that, you can have a lot of like really, really interesting looking things, So I really like how you get the glowy eyes with that, though. And stuff that I actually really. But yeah, but often it seems to me that the only thing that lets you keep the thing is by doing this. For example, if we summon the robot,
Just scan it with
you
your
can
Echo
see
4.
clearly it doesn't have a headpiece. And then now, you go in on the Echo guy, and now you put the helmet on. And now, it will say currently equipped. And then you go in there, and it will still be currently equipped.
And you'll have a new Digirunner to choose from.
And now it
It'll
has the
let you
thing.
Digistruct one practically anywhere.
Yeah, and it's a bit odd like that,
Yeah, I'm gonna drive this thing as recklessly as I possibly can. It's too safe, but like, dangerously so. Gracias.
Knew I recognized that little guy. Used to be Archie's, right? Kairos isn't kind to Vault Hunters.
Well, because Kairos was supposed to be a Vault Hunter. It would actually have been funny if Kairos was actually meant to be like he was actually like it would have been funny if it was, that this was like during the beta, this was a Vault Hunter or whatever, right? Or like early versions of the game or whatever, right? Because yeah. Do they keep the hover drives? No, they don't keep the other hover drives. That's a bit sad. However, yeah, we can. That's the default Digi runner, by the way. But we can have this one because I've already unlocked it. So yeah, this is a lot slimmer. And we have to go with the Jacobs one now. So the Jacobs one is not very good speed-wise here. And so that, you want to get rid of that one as quick as possible. Paintable cores. We don't have that many. We have this one. Sprinked. We have the Abu. We have the Gloss. And we have the Soused one. I think that's it, yeah. Yeah, and we also have the Self Excession. The Glass, the Abu, the Sprinkled, the It's a prison body. It's probably from something. It's just, I like to run that one with the default because it looks actually pretty nice. And then how much in the inventory do we have? Okay, we have 8 stuff in the inventory.
Everything the Order confiscates is at this surveillance center. Information, weapons, books, anything that gives us hope.
And you're sure this spy master will be there, right?
He's highly secretive and never leaves the base. Stays locked in the basement. That's what the scouting logs say, at least.
Scouting logs.
Rush, Conway, I made it to the surveillance center.
The place will be in lockdown, so your best bet is the roof. The delivery tubes there lead all the way down.
Oh, if you happen to stumble across any contraband, I wouldn't mind getting some of it back.
Okay, that's level up. Great. And kill skill. Initial capacity, that gives me the extra skill duration more often. Whatever gaining. Yeah, I do want to gain fire rate. Because that is just gonna possibly, that's like literally insane for like, because it will affect every single weapon basically. Like all weapons just becomes better from having more fire rate, generally speaking, and stuff that, you know. And also I'm guessing right that there is no reload speed right here, right? None of them were specific reload speed in this tree, right? No. Was there reload speed here in anything? Splash damage, overdrive increased duration. So we need to grab a reload speed from, that's increased gun damage. So that's actually the gun damage from this. That's 25% gun damage. That's 3%, so that's going to be 50% extra gun damage from that. That's only when you're overdriving. Maximum health capacity. Gun damage 5 stack. Daily melee damage. Okay. So I'm guessing it might be here. Yes, Rafa gains increased reload speed. That's from this tree. That's overdrive. That's overdrive. And this gives you fire rate on your own without having to have without having to be in overdrive mode. So reload speed from that and fire rate from that, because that will stack with the fire rate from this. And if I put those 5 points into that, then we will get access to this stuff here. So let's use more damage from our sources. And they're full of the shields. And that's just increased skill damage, which does affect all skills, by the way, in every single tree. So that seems pretty good. So we go with the gun damage and the fire rate here. Then we probably want to grab gun damage from that tree at some point, and maybe grab the reload speed as well, and fire rate. So you can get reload speed and fire rate from the blue tree, and from the green tree. This is gimmick. We can just grab the gun damage, melee damage. Whenever you reload, you get action skill cooldown. The first shot fired from a fully loaded magazine can increase damage. That is like insane with like things like the B with all amplified damage and stuff that. So so maybe you could use like an insane amount of gun damage on this character. That seems that that's going to be a thing actually. That we can use like very very high gun damage and stuff that. Alright, you can just hold this down. It's absolutely insane. This is top, of course. See, here's the thing, like the weakness of torque, right? The weakness of torque weapons are generally speaking that the fire rate tends to be bad for the most part. But since this is a Vladoff, the Vladoff has the whole increased fire rate, so you gain the bonus of having the whole torque things. So you are firing Gyro-Jets even though you have Vladoff and stuff that. So that is very good. And then of course, if you use the Vladoff thing that lets you have even faster fire rate, then it means that you still benefit from like the whole explosive things and stuff that as well. So okay. Okay. Kill that guy. Kill this guy. Okay. This gun you probably don't want to replace in a while at least. Because you see that this fucking gun, the good thing about it also is that its magazine is absolutely huge. So if you really need to kill something and you're in like the whole last stand thing or whatever, or the fight for your life thing, Well, no. Fucking stupid ass. I guess you see beep beep boop, I'm just gonna walk around beep boop behind us. Daily bonk. Bonk. Le bonk. Aha, Kirk Slicer.
This'll be fun.
Okay. Torque. And the thing is also, the good thing about the rocket is because of its fire rate, that actually makes things easier to hit. I always thought that hitting stuff with torque guns are like used easier because of the fact that it fires rockets, because the rocket projectiles are bigger. So it feels like it's more like generous with its, hitbox. Okay. That's a cryogenic badass. So fire. And those crazy damage. You think you run away, and you are correct. We have a underbarrel shotgun. Okay. Yeah, he recharged armor, I think. Oops, wrong one. Maybe we don't want to. Okay. Okay, please. This was pretty intense, man. Okay, more assault rifle ammo. I need to remember that I can hold it in. Because with certain torque guns you cannot hold it in. But as of that's usually because generally you can't use automatic fire with a torque gun, generally speaking, but because this is a blad off and stuff that, you know, it's so good, you know. It's also magical. Add health booster. Okay. Not really amp damage yet though. Oh, is this gonna be where we face of Horus? Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, this is gonna be where we face of Horus, boss Horus. This is rather fun, if I remember correctly. The boss was actually pretty enjoyable. That's the thing that's very important in Borderlands also. Like, I definitely feel that there are people that are very annoyed about the whole thing that, oh, I need to use the correct gun against the correct opponent and stuff that, like, oh, when they have armor, I need to have caustic or whatever, right? And you're never supposed to, like, play that way. Sure, like, things can become way easier if you use the actual weakness against things, but that's why you have, like, different builds you can do and stuff that, you know, and certain characters have the weakness of like, you know, like, oh, this character has the weakness of, oh, it doesn't have like your elemental damage and stuff that, you know, but you know. But maybe they have also realized, for example, in Borderlands 4, like it is very, very important to just make a lot of stuff good in the character skill trees and stuff that, you know. Because yeah, I don't remember how far I ever got in Borderlands 3 or not, right? Because I didn't go very, very far in Borderlands 3, sadly, you know, stuff that, you know. And maybe I would have found a character that I really, really enjoyed and stuff that. I mean, the problem is I had it first on PS4 and stuff that, you know. And of course there was a PS5 upgrade and stuff that, you know, so technically I think that makes the game run a bit better, you know, whatever, right? Hopefully there wasn't a complete way to say hopefully there is enough enemies. Okay. Okay, so we're level 7. Checking the skills, no skill points. Now the cool thing is, of course, is that yes, none of these affect. I mean, this affect his peacekeeper cannon, but that's just good on its own as well. But you could, for example, then also grab, for example, and start using this lance, especially if you are going to invest into reload speed here, and then the thrill here, for example, because just from putting in like the 5 points into reload speed, for example, we could start using this lance instead. So that's, you know, so yeah. So there's probably a lot of interesting things you could do, you know, so that it's probably entirely going to be a melee build also that you could do. But yeah, the movement speed is interesting there. Weren't there several things that could give you movement speed? Because that's an overdrive skill that gives you movement speed. But yeah. Pretty certain that I read movement speed somewhere else, though. Okay. Checking is there. Yeah, that's of course insane. Double all overdrive bonuses if you get to this. But then, for example, if you go for that, for example, you want to specifically go for overdrive stuff. And if you, for example, let's say you only go for overdrive stuff, if you go 5 points into this, overdrive skill, not a kill skill, not that either. So getting to the next step down here would be a bit annoying because you would have to go for something else. So you would probably go for I'm guessing you would probably maybe go for the kill skill. Probably go for the kill skill. And then here, for example, you would grab the overdrive skill here, the resilienza. Here, you would be able to grab this, or this dev drive can also work. There's another overdrive skill as well. And it costs double all the overdrive bonuses. And of course, if we look in the other trees, expedite is an overdrive skill. There's a kill skill, which freezes overdrive duration. Yeah, there's an overdrive skill. Health regeneration, depending on how much overdrive is remaining. Overdrive skill bonus damage to all skills and ordinances in the elements of its current gun. And that's ordinance cooldown rate. Whenever after this ordinance damage. At the cost of health. Okay. How much else is? There's an overall skill with fire rate, and this is an overall skill to regenerate ammo. And then there's a kill skill. This is an overall skill as well. Yeah. That increases all of their bonuses. With a skill against stack of yak. For every stack of yak he gains increased over their bonuses when overdrive is also all stacked. That's an overdrive skill as well. That's an overdrive skill. But you need of course to go all the way down there to reach that. With overdrive bonus to reach this. And you would definitely want to try and build a certain way to get to that. But then of course what overdrive skills are worth using because it doubles them. The overdrive bonuses. So doubling the recharge shield delay could be good of course and stuff like that, you know. Damage reduction is of course pretty insane though. Because if you could double the damage reduction, is it gonna be a 7.69 per point though? If you 7.69 this, 7.69, and then times 5 because you can have 5 points, then that will give us a 38.45 or 38.45% damage reduction, and then we can double it, which would give us a 76.9% damage reduction cooldown from just getting that. That's that's very, very insane, not gonna lie. There are some insane like things then. I mean, and that's not linked to anything either. But I mean, because of this existing here, whenever I activates an action skill, just check so that there isn't windows open over here. Just to check. It's starting to look a lot more like autumn now, but it's crazy that we're in October now, and now finally there are some leaves that are starting to get red. So that, but there are still a lot of trees with still a lot of green in them and stuff that, because, and the funny thing is September and even August had like colder nights than we have had in October so far. It's absolutely crazy, but yeah. So I don't know, right, if it's like that we need to like respec already and stuff that, right, and start thinking about that because this just seems, because it's just double all over like bonuses and stuff that, and there just seems to be so much insane stuff you can do with that, but yeah. Yeah, overdrive. But this duration for the overdrive is also very, very important than the overdrive. But this won't get doubled right from this. Or does this count as an overdrive bonus? No, that's not an overdrive bonus. Maybe it will be. Okay. We have some loot. Not that much though. Okay, are we going the right way? The right way, I mean. Oh, so these are breakable ones, right? Yeah. Right, then we can actually do this one. This is not the one that's part of a quest. There is somewhere that you can go, for example, where all things that you cannot like unlock right away just because it's part of a certain quest. Where you have to find where you have to like you have to free the dinosaurs basically pretty much. You gotta free the dinosaurs. Did we? I thought I saw something being on the wall. Oh, contraband, right? Yeah. We need to do contraband shenanigans actually.
My buddy Dice's dice. 6, 8, 10, and 20-sided. He bragged about a rare 2-sided.
Handle.
I think that's just a coin. Might seem silly, but even the smallest reminder.
And one of them is talk, of course. Because this one, even though it's not super good, pretty interesting design. And that's a manufacturer part. Second there's the splash radius. So,
Makes each day here easier to bear.
Oh, man. I gotta hope that's just a nickname, man.
because the talk thing does.
I heard they were big gamblers.
That I forgot what's this in here again?
Just messing with me.
Where is this used? Alright, this is an extra chest. So just regular stuff and then data losing. And now you can open this door here. And also a Vault Hunter symbol. 46. I wonder if that's used 46 in this area or if it's used all over the place. And that's probably inside the entire world then. That's going to give us 15 slots. Or 15 of the points. Rather. But yeah, and you can see where the plus icons are also on the map, by the way. You can see clearly that it shows you where the plus icons are. I thought that there was always supposed to be a bigger thing in that, I thought. But so this one is not above. This one is not above, this one is... I remember this one, yeah, this one is in here.
Hey, my books! Oh, scrounging launched them from a crashed ship. Same series I used to read back home. Thought the Order would have burned them already.
Stealing knowledge. Taking a much-needed escape away from people. That's not okay in my book.
Well played.
Yes, well, some of the interactions are pretty hilarious. Right, then I guess we go up here. So we're not on the same floor as that. That is still higher up. So we need to go higher up. I think climb on this wall. And that just launches you forward. Okay. Are we at the home? Why did you... Oh, that's close. That's close to its location. Yeah. We're just gonna be this way. Somewhere. We will see, of course, still. I might just still go with the plan I had first, with how I would build the character and stuff like that. The goal is just to get to this and stuff that, you know. Because with the old bouncy thing, that still seems to be good, but this just seems so good and stuff like that. But the overdrive point doesn't last very long. You can, of course, increase overdrive duration with that. But that also means, for example, that the things that you would want to take here is you would take the overdrive bonus. Then probably you would also want to take this, so that critical hits restores action skill cooldown. All them some more sources. Increase skill damage, and then damage reduction from resilience. But the question is really how many of the things are like super useful, like how small of a cooldown could you actually get on the thing? Is that right? And it again depends on the skill you choose, of course, obviously. Right, because the action skill, because you always enter overdrive, right? No matter what, yeah. When you activate until so that has a 45-second cooldown. This has a 40-second cooldown. And this is a 45-second cooldown. That lasts 25 seconds, so that lasts 18 seconds. That lasts 4 seconds. So our Prophet's lasts and the Arc Knives lasts quite a long time. And of course you can, that ends the skill Rafa's Blade Fury, but so you want to wait with doing Rafa's Blade Fury as much as possible, and you want to do as many marks as possible before you end it. And stuff that, so yeah, you know. And that makes you lose health instead from this. But then I feel like this, right? Like, oh yeah, it depletes your health or whatever, right? And if you get certain other things. Yeah, activating actions kick against Rafa health generation for duration. But that is only active while you have the action skill on. So that doesn't work outside of that. Yeah, when the duration runs out. And it drains 3% health per second, but then also 2% extra every 10 seconds. So you can keep on, if you keep on mailing though, can keep restoring your health. Did we have something else here related to health? I think there was. Make some health capacity. It's kind of a bit like it. But also some interesting things, because otherwise, if you could just keep your health regen up when it starts going down and stuff, that if you could just have okay, that's a turtle, which gives us 40% more shake capacity. But also decreases your maximum life.
Here come the fireworks.
Okay. Kill the balancing. Damn it, how much long can we go? Okay, good. Almost up to time. That's not good, but still, you know. What, have I paid attention to the thing?
Sorry, you had a little schmutz there.
Okay, so you're up here somewhere. Then we could use probably. I didn't see any grapple point though. Am I blind again? No, there is another way up somewhere. This isn't just none, it's not just walk through the door. Are you gonna lead up? No. Oh.
I know us all will enjoy watching your lifeless body tossed at his feet.
Okay. So there's a thing over here. Get this first. Okay.
So, found some hair products here, Rush. Guessing these came from off-world.
Met a group once that were obsessed with anything hair care related. If this is their stash, I hope they're okay.
And the next thing is over here. And that's the last contraband. It's even higher up. More loot though. Vi har inte sett några legendary yet though. Let's scan around it. Okay. And it's gonna be up here somewhere. Okay, what is? Here's a great or is the white shield. Because it's calm.
Hurry to me, please. I need to see you bleed. I need to hear you scream. I need to smell the warm fear running down your shivering legs.
Or it's pretty. pretty funny. Okay, and
Think you can keep up with me?
yes, they think they can. Okay, I'm gonna look these two.
Wait. I'm sorry. Usually all that horny stuff
Okay.
people off. It was just a bed. I'll tell you anything you want. We can't have that, can we?
Okay, I'm guessing it's in here somewhere. Where are you going? Why did you run back like that? Really? See, I go in something else. Topping loaders, how many? Okay, what do we have? Still quite a few free slots. So that's another torque, that's a gun though. So, is it in here? The thing? Where are you like? I forgot if you could get this already. Was this the one where you used... You just go into this middle section here? And then it's just a grabbable point? No. That's not what you are. Let's just continue on here then. Because it could be I saw a ladder down there basically at a point there. Is this just gonna be the boss? The last thing is gonna be up here if this is not.
Oh, good order. To what do I owe the display?
Okay. That. We're gonna get the treasure here that I really want to get first before we stop. Okay. Let's see, anything good? Yoink, 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 and yoink. Super yoink combo! The mini finger lasers. Finger lasers. So there's a TDR, there's a Malavan, there's a E-cups. We still have a lot of slots. Oh, there it is.
Our victory cookbook. Each of us has a couple recipes in there from back home. Can't get all the right ingredients here, but once we're free, there's gonna be a feast like you've never seen.
Okay, nothing.
Surrounded by friends and family with something to celebrate. Those are
Nothing
rare
cool here.
Some of the best
Yeah.
memories hurt the most to remember. That's why we're fighting to make new ones. That's all our confiscated stuff. We've hardly met, but you already helped us reclaim a bit of home.
Keep in mind that if your favorite stuff, you can't sell it. I hope you all enjoy this.